Welcome to United Report, your daily hub for all things Manchester United. From breaking news to transfer talk and match updates, we've got every red covered. If you live and breathe United, hit subscribe and join the family. Glory, glory, Man United.
Despite spending in excess of £200 million over the summer, bringing in an entirely new attack to give his side the kind of goal-scoring threat so sorely lacking during last season's worst ever Premier League campaign, the Red Devils are continuing to spend more time pondering over defeat than building on victories. Pressure continues to mount on Ruben Amorim. Saturday's latest reverse, the 3-1 failure at Brentford, another showcase of his stubbornness and refusal to change from Plan A, no matter how ill-equipped his team looks in doing what he asks, and no matter how much opponents now know exactly what they're facing. The suggestion from Old Trafford is that, ahead of this weekend's meeting with newly promoted Sunderland and the upcoming international break, the Portuguese continues to retain the backing of the board and that no replacement is being lined up. But with Amorim having now won just 34 points from 33 top-flight matches since taking over from Erik ten Hag, perhaps time should be up on his Old Trafford tenure. Enough is enough. Time to go. Amorim looks horribly out of his depth, and it is time Manchester United puts him out of his misery. I absolutely hate to see managers lose their jobs, and I've been someone who has said all along that United have to give Amorim time, otherwise they will get stuck in a vicious circle, or sack, hire, repeat. But the latest defeat at Brentford just summed it all up. They looked like a rudderless ship, paralysed by a stupid formation and system which just does not suit these players. The most remarkable thing in all of this is the way that the fans have given him so much support and backing. They have been incredible, and you cannot question the board's backing either. Their summer spending spree was massive, and all designed to help Amorim's failing tactics work. I admire their loyalty now. But his record is shocking. 9 wins from 33 Premier League games in charge. Their start to the season has been woeful. They struggled to beat Burnley and just got over the line against 10-man Chelsea. They are just delaying the inevitable. Amorim seems like a nice guy, but he looks lost. It is simply not working. And now United are in danger of writing off another season. The only thing keeping him in a job right now is probably that there is no obvious replacement. You should have one. Maybe they should leave it until the international break, but it's time to act. Ruben Amorim has to go. And if Manchester United bosses are not putting in plans now to find his replacement, then more fool them. It doesn't take a genius to work out Amorim, and United just isn't working. And never will. He appears to have lost the dressing room, doesn't have the quality of players to fit into his rigid system, and is too stubborn to change his methods and tactics. In the 10 months he's been in charge, United haven't got better. He hasn't improved a single player. And considering he hasn't won back-to-back league games in all that time, then this is the most damning statistic of all. Amorim is a nice bloke, but United need a winner, not someone who is easy to like. If Sir Jim Ratcliffe and the Manchester United hierarchy are not devising a succession plan for Ruben Amorim, then they are burying their heads in the sand and doing the club a disservice. In simple terms, the gamble on Amorim has failed spectacularly, and the time has come to accept that reality, however embarrassing, end his ill-fated tenure and appoint a replacement head coach. Amorim's 9 wins from 33 Premier League games and a pathetic haul of 34 points from a possible 99 is indefensible, and there are no clear signs that the situation is improving, as evidenced by Saturday's meek 3-1 capitulation. United have 7 points from 18 this season and have lost 3 times already. Ten Hag was sacked after 4 defeats in 9 last term, and Amorim is heading the same way as his predecessor. It is not just the defeats that are doing for Amorim. Even their 2 league wins have been unconvincing. Against Burnley they should have been out of sight by half-time, but were twice pegged back before needing a 97th minute penalty to seal a 3-2 win. It was a similar story against 10-man Chelsea, leading 2-0 before Casemiro's dismissal saw them cling on for a narrow 2-1 win. Amorim's charisma and candour is refreshing, but cannot mask United's clear regression under him. There is a desperation within United for him to turn things around, not least from Chief Executive Omar Berrada, who put his reputation on the line by personally driving his appointment. But there is no shame in admitting that decision was a mistake and moving decisively and swiftly to rectify it. I'm reluctant to say Amorim should be sacked, given we're just 6 games into the Premier League season, but it's beginning to feel like dithering on his future is only delaying the inevitable. The Grimsby Town debacle was a shocking new low. The Manchester derby defeat was embarrassing. The mood improved after Chelsea, but Amorim failed to win back-to-back league games for the first time against Brentford, which forced the club to clarify their position on his future again. A roaring success story is now required for Amorim to turn United around, but he cannot win 2 games on the bounce. All the signs are currently pointing toward Amorim losing his job in the coming weeks. I understand their logic in giving Amorim more time. United heavily backed him in the summer window and have come this far, so what damage could a few more games in charge cause? Sacking Amorim would also reflect badly on Berrada and Wilcox, who should be scrutinised if Amorim is axed. Manchester United's misery deepens after a 3-1 defeat to Brentford. Matthias Cunha slams the team's horrible dressing room mood, Bruno Fernandes misses a crucial penalty, and Rio Ferdinand steps in to defend Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw after Roy Keane's harsh criticism. Matthias Cunha has delivered a scathing verdict on Manchester United's display against Brentford. Strikes from Igor Thiago, X2, and substitute Matthias Jensen secured triumph for the Bees in the Premier League on Saturday, with Benjamin Sesko's maiden goal for United serving as nothing more than a consolation to the final outcome. Ruben Amorim's side found themselves trailing by 2 goals at the G-Tech Community Stadium within 20 minutes as Thiago wreaked havoc. Sesko dragged United back into contention just before half-time from close quarters at the 3rd attempt. Bruno Fernandes was presented with the opportunity to level from the penalty spot midway through the 2nd period when Nathan Collins brought down Brian Mbeumo, but his feeble attempt was kept out by Kaimin Kelleher. Brentford stood firm for the remaining minutes and clinched a 3rd during added time when Jensen unleashed a brilliant strike that rocketed past Altay Bayindir. A 3rd loss from 6 league fixtures leaves United languishing in the bottom half of the standings, with last weekend's triumph over Chelsea providing only modest respite for Amorim. The setback against Brentford has prompted fresh scrutiny, but when the Portuguese boss was confronted with such queries, he delivered a straightforward reply. "I am never concerned about my job. I'm not that kind of guy," he told BBC's Match of the Day. "It is not my decision. I will do the best I can every minute I am here." Cunha also delivered a brutally honest post-match assessment, laying bare the atmosphere within the United dressing room. "The mood is horrible," he told TNT Sport. "Honestly, horrible. I always say the same. We know how important it is to play for a club like this one, and we go for every game to win. For it not to end like that, it is a horrible feeling. Everyone wanted to do more. Everyone needs to do more. Of course, we need to go again. That's only the way. Honestly, trying to find excuses, I don't think is the way. We know what you need to do. I don't think we did well. They were more fit. They arrived and scored goals. But like I say, that is not an excuse. We know what they propose to play, and they play what they want." Rio Ferdinand has praised both Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw for the way they reacted to criticism from Roy Keane. Following a 3-0 defeat to Manchester City, former United captain Keane pulled no punches when assessing Shaw's performance. He claimed the England centre-back had given up during the contest, which led to a goal, and that he had got away with murder for years at United. Such criticism from Keane after a loss is nothing new, but Shaw chose to address the comments following the victory over Chelsea at Old Trafford a week later. The left-back explained that he agreed with the former captain's feedback and that he did not need Keane to tell him when his performances were not up to scratch. Maguire made his 250th appearance for United against City, and after being celebrated prior to the Chelsea win, the defender insisted that Shaw is an excellent player, as he launched a stern defence of his teammate. And speaking exclusively to Men's Sport ahead of fronting Talking Future's new initiative, Halftime Talks, Ferdinand heaped praise on the pair for how they responded to Keane's comments. He said, "Personally, I think it is great from Harry Maguire because that is the job of a captain/senior player, to come in and defend your players if you think that they are being unfairly treated. I also think Luke Shaw coming out and speaking himself is what I like. I like to see players come out and go, you know what, I am not having that, or actually they are right. I was under par for the level that I have set myself. I'm sure he will put in a performance this week, Luke Shaw, that will make you think he is made of the right stuff. I just think that Luke Shaw is a magnificently talented player. He's just been so unfortunate with injuries that he has never been able to maintain his fitness. And it goes back to that word again, consistency. If you can't be consistent with appearances and being available, it is going to be difficult for you to really stamp your authority and really sustain the level of performances that is required for a top club.